In this podcast, we're going to talk about the area of a circle. Area of a circle. So let's draw a circle. There's a nice circle. Let's find the center point of this circle. It's in red. Where's the center going to be? Right in here. Okay. And let's, in yellow, let's do the radius. That's going to be the radius of the circle. Call that R. Okay? So, the area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. Okay? And so what that means is R squared means pi times R times R. What is pi? We're going to approximate it to 3.14 times R times R. And let me say one quick thing about what this number pi is. So a long time ago, people noticed that if you took the length around the circle, there it is, let's call that C for the circumference. And you went all the way across the circle here, that all the way across, or half of it's the radius, but the whole thing would call the diameter. If you took that, so if you took C and divided by the diameter D, it always turned out that it's just a little bit more than 3. So let's say 3 plus. This is a long time ago, before we had any type of computers or anything, of course. So that's, if we took the circumference of the circle, I don't know what it is, we'll say that was the circumference. Then we took the diameter. It turned out it took about a little bit more than 3 of the, took a little bit more than 3 of the diameters to make the, that is 1 diameter, 2 diameters, and this thing's not drawn to scale, of course, 3, and there's always just a little bit more hanging over as well. So here was 1 diameter, 2 diameters, 3 diameters. So 3 diameters, a little bit more than 3 diameters, always made a circle. And after a long time, we figured out that this number was a guy named Archimedes was the first one to get an approximation that it was actually that this little bit left here was about 0.14. So, and that gave us 3.14, which is a really nice approximation of pi. It turns out it's an irrational number, and the decimal never repeats, and you can't write it as a fraction of numbers. But just a little bit of history there for you. And for example, on this one, let's say R was, say we had a radius of 5 feet. So to find the area, assuming we have a radius of 5 feet, we'd say the area of the circle equals pi times 5 times 5, which equals, so that is pi times the radius squared. R squared means R times R. So we're going to approximate pi to about, I'm going to put little squiggly lines when we do it, 3.14 times 5 times 5. Oops, and I should put my feet in here. That would be 5 squared, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet. So this is going to be equal to, let's get our calculator out, and we need 3.14 times, oh man, see, always clear your calculator out before you start. 3.14 times, why did it do that? 3.14 times 5 equals times 5 equals, hold on, let me, I don't want to this. So let's do 5 times 5 is 25. So 5 times 5 equals 25. Alright, now times 3.14 and 78.5. Okay, so the 5 times 5 gives me the 25, and that gives me my square feet. Then multiply by 3, and we got 78.5 square feet. Okay, rather simple to do, but so we just take the area of a circle is always going to be pi, this number pi, which we approximate to about 3.14, that times our radius squared, and make sure our radius is it's half of the diameter. The diameter is the whole thing, and the radius here, that's my radius, is half of the center. Anywhere from the center of the circle to the outside of the circle, that is going to be a radius. Okay, and that will conclude this podcast on the area of a circle.